Okay, now a couple quick things about the interface. When we invoke a snapshot into a virtual machine, we have the snapshot manager portion of the vCenter interface, and we get this nice handy little progression that shows the various snapshot states, and we have the You Are Here button that shows us where we are. And so if we press Revert to Snapshot, which is one of the buttons in vCenter, it will take the VM back to the state immediately previous to the You Are Here. So if we have 3 snapshots enabled, for example, and we hit Revert to Snapshot, it's going to go back to the last one and erase all changes since that last snapshot was invoked. Now, if we do have multiple level deep snapshotting, or what they call nesting of snapshots, notice in the interface here that we have a Go To button. Go To will take you to the state that you select of the virtual machine. So you select any previous state, press Go To, all of a sudden all the changes between here and there are lost, and we've reverted back to that previous state. Now this is where it gets a little bit blurry. One might expect in the interface here a commit button that allows us to commit certain snapshots and not commit others. Delete commits the snapshot to the previous level. Notice that this does not delete the state, it commits it. So any changes that you've made will be committed into the VMDK and therefore rendered unchangeable unless you can restore from backup. Now, delete all takes all the snapshots previous to You Are Here and commits them all back into the original VMDK. So delete to me kind of sounds like we're getting rid of the changes, we're going back to the original state, but that's not at all what this means in the vCenter interface. Delete means it will take you back to the previous state, committing the changes to the VMDK. Delete all means it will commit all snapshots previous to You Are Here into the VMDK. So if you look at the screenshot here, You Are Here is at the bottom. If I press delete all, and I think it's going to get rid of all my snapshots and take me back to my original state, it's actually going to do exactly the opposite. It's going to take all the changes previous to You Are Here and commit those to the original VMDK. And now, if I didn't want those changes, I've got an issue. My only recourse now is to restore from backup. So be very clear on this. Everything before You Are Here is committed. All other snapshots after You Are Here are not committed but are deleted when you use the delete all command. This command returns the VM to its original state of having a single virtual disk with no Delta files. So the question comes up, what if I don't want to commit any of the snapshot data? I want to go back to the original VM state before I invoked all these snapshots. Well, that's a great question. Here's the answer. Delete and delete all commit the changes as we've already discovered. So the way to resolve this, delete and delete all commit changes based upon the location of You Are Here. Therefore, the way to discard all snapshot data and revert the VM to its original state is to go to the highest point in the snapshot tree before any changes were made and then select delete all. Recall that delete all commits changes before You Are Here and deletes all other snapshots after You Are Here. Since You Are Here is the highest point in the tree, nothing is committed and all snapshot data are therefore discarded. All right, so let's take a look at this in the vCenter interface. This is very straightforward. We have our web services virtual machine here. I'm going to go in and hit Snapshot Manager. Now, we see the existing virtual machine with no snapshots invoked. And we'll simply close this window, right-click on the VM, and go to Take Snapshot. Recall that as you put your name and description, you want to put preferably before the action that you're taking, somewhere listed in there. And a date and timestamp doesn't hurt as well. Now we look down at the recent tasks, and we can see that Create Virtual Machine Snapshot is in progress. And we'll just give that a couple seconds to finish up. Now what we'll do is we're going to go into the console of the virtual machine, and we're going to install our new application or our patch. In this case, we're just going to install the VMware tools into the virtual machine. Now, while that's installing, we're going to browse out to the storage area of the ESX server. And we'll take a look at the impact on the virtual machine files. Now, notice here we have our typical virtual machine files, but we have the addition now of a snapshot file. The VMDK, which you see below, is in a read-only state, and now all changes are being recorded and kept inside of the snapshot file, or the Delta file. That's about it for virtual machine snapshots. You guys have a great day.